And welcome back to the Cynthia Manion Show. Today, our special guest is Tom Ellis, right here from Washington, D.C. He's president and chief sales coach at EWC Consultants. Thomas is a sales management veteran with over 35 years of experience, professional sales starting in, guess what, the copier industry, and then going to telemarketing and the telecom business, where he was employed by Motorola and Nextel. And then Sprint bought them in 2005. And he went up the ladder just like an amazing man that he is, because he is a person that cares about his customers and how he takes care of you, going the extra mile always. He, during that time as sales manager and director, Nextel, Sprint, he received Sprint Nextel's highest sales award, the President's Council, 10 years in a row. Yes. So he did all those things for small and medium-sized business. He was educated at the Forum University in New York City, where he received a Bachelor of Science degree in business administration. Thomas is considered to be a subject matter expert in coaching, developing business-to-business sales, and helping all professionals get better. He's got a book that I have behind me, Bud, B-U-D, Better, Unique, and Desirable. And we're going to bring him in to tell a little more about his story, because I made the whole thing yellow when I read this book. So welcome, Mr. Thomas Ellis. Woohoo! Thomas Ellis is joining us, and guess what he just did? He was just elected, out of all of Washington, D.C.'s coaches, one of the top coaches in Washington, D.C. And this is his newspaper article in Influence Digest. This was May 2024. There are 15 coaches here, and he is one of the top 15. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So you can get him to coach, you can read his book, you can hit his website, and here he is in person, live in person.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing, Cynthia?
So good, because I have you, and we are live and going, and now we're going to find out all about you and how you got to be so magnificent.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So tell us about your journey into the sales industry.
So my journey into the sales industry started, after college, I worked for a copier company that's sold copiers, many brands. We spoke about that. I really enjoyed meeting new people and selling copiers. From then, I moved into the wireless telecom space, worked for Motorola, moved into management there. From there, I went to a startup company called Nextel, and what an enjoyable ride. It was a startup company, and then I had the opportunity to build a dynamic sales organization. And at the height of what I was doing, I had 6 managers and 60 reps under my wings, and we called on government, state and local, educational, enterprise, and small businesses. And so I really learned a lot about how to build a dynamic sales organization, and more importantly, how to help people win and how to really understand, how to make people better. And Sprint bought them in 2005. I always had the idea of starting my own business, helping others become better, and that's what I've been doing ever since. And it's been a wonderful ride.
It is fabulous. There's nothing better than helping people be better so they can have more ease in their job. What inspired you to focus on sales and sales coaching?
So as a youngster, I started out coaching little kids in basketball, and I was a freshman in college. And I really enjoyed the aspect of just helping people. I think, we all have a calling. We all have some special gift that we actually have. And my gift has always been to help others. And in the sales arena, as I went through my actual journey, it became obvious to me is that this is what I'm here to actually do. And to take that a step further, what I really enjoy doing the most of is helping small businesses understand that if they're not selling their products and services, they won't be in business. And most small business owners' backgrounds are technical or financial. Very few of them understand the concept of finding customers. And that's what my deep passion is. And I've been loving every minute of that journey.
I love the journey of your book, Bud. We were introduced by Fred Diamond many, many decades ago, I think, actually. He has the Institute for Excellence in Sales, and he wrote a very nice foreword for you in your book. So, Bud, you know what, guys? For every walk of life, this book is good, practical, easy to read, comprehensive information that actually you should all be using in your life. It is really a little summation of all the things that I've learned from Jeffrey Gittimore, Nordstrom, Chick-fil-A. I mean, seriously, you put the best practices and he put them like simple little nutshell here. It is worth picking up. You can read it in 2 days. It's not a big book. And he has some wonderful accolades from his customers and wonderful reviews. Vince Morano wrote one. I know Vince, he was once my sales manager over at
Okay,
Icon.
great.
Yes, and I know Joe. I mean, I know quite a few people here, and Bob Green, and I was like, this is so exciting. And now I have you on, and you can tell us about what motivated you to write this cute little book.
So, I was trying to figure out a way to help people really demystify this thought that sales is this complex thing. And it's complex, and people get fearful when you mention to a small business owner that they have to sell. People get frozen. They get really nervous because they've been told that or seen that salespeople are pushy, they're arrogant, that they don't listen, they sell you stuff that you don't need. And so we have these things about salespeople based on our earlier experience with buying a rainbow vacuum cleaner from the guy knocking on the door to buying our first vehicle. And then I always say to people, when you're buying a car, you have to understand why their salespeople are the way that they are. Because the data says that if you go into a car dealership and you don't buy that vehicle, you're not coming back. And you're going to end up going someplace else. So that's why their tactics are really hard, because if you leave, you're not coming back. So, and that's our experiences with the salespeople. So I try to teach people that most salespeople, the great ones, philosophy is very simple. They want to help people make a decision in their favor. And so as I went through my career of going to all these training courses over the last 40 years, I kind of took all of those and I kind of made my own sales stew, right? And I took the best out of all of those, and I took those and made them comfortable for non-sales type people to really grasp. And the Bud concept came from, I was doing workshops for many places, and I was at a holiday party, and I met a couple of people, and they said, "You're the Bud guy. You're the Bud guy. Yeah, you do the better. What's your acronym?" And I said, "Wow, all this time I was looking for my trademark, my calling card, And there it is. So I took that Better, Unique, and Desirable, wrote the actual book. And as you said, Cynthia, most people who have read that book tell me that, hey, this is not really a sales book per se. This is a life book, and you can use it throughout life. So, that's why I wrote it. It took me a while to actually write it, and I'm happy that I can share that book with whoever wants to become better, unique, and desirable.
And you are better, unique, and desirable. And it's actually available on Amazon because I ordered mine up as soon as I found out I was having Thomas Ellis as my guest and got it and read it before he came on. You do very good social media too, because you have Brian Tillman, who also is a friend of mine.
So
She wrote
Brent, yeah,
little.
yep. Brent Tillman and I go back. I met her on LinkedIn, where I can call all the time. She's a very good person for people that want to use LinkedIn. I also help my clients use LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a free marketing tool that, if used properly, you can engage with your ideal clients, and that's a big part of what I teach my clients.
Perfect. And you have a Bud Sales Academy as well, right?
Yes, I just launched the Bud Sales Academy in January, and I'm going to be expanding that. And basically, the thought of the academy, and we got a long way to go to get there, is to be a resource for all things sales. So instead of people going to all these different places to find sales tips and tricks and things, I wanted to put this in an academy, and is based on my book, and to really help people, once again, join the community. Let's share ideas and concepts to help you become better, unique, and desirable.
What fundamental sales strategies do you believe are most important for success in sales?
So the fundamentals, right? And people who know me have called me. Um, Joe Alvarez calls me the sales fundamental expert, right? Because I'm all about the fundamentals, right? And so, fundamentals of selling, number one, we have to first understand who our ideal client is. I mean, who does this product and service fit with? Okay. The second thing I need to do fundamentally is what type of industries. Then I figure out what size companies this works for. And then within that company, who is the person that this product and service really helps? Who is that person? Is it HR, operations, sales manager, sales VP? Who is that person? And then I want to know who that person is by name. And then I want to reach out to that person and have a conversation about the problems I know that they have, and how are they solving them, and are they open to looking at alternatives to solving those problems. And I keep everything very simple, because sales is nothing but a bunch of great conversations with the same person over a period of time. We just have to get comfortable having conversations.
Exactly. And listening.
Amen.
So you have some cute actual clients that you have helped. Who would you say was one of your most successful stories?
Wow. You know what? All of my clients that I've worked with have been successful, because when I think about the day that they hired me to when they no longer was using my services, they all have grown tremendously with not being fearful of making a phone call, not being fearful of asking the tough questions, not being fearful of challenging their customer, not being fearful to ask for the business, right? So all of them has been successful from the time I work with them to the end. And in actuality, I have a few that I continuously work with. Every year or so, they'll call me and say, "Listen, I'm in a slump. I need to make sales, and I'm in I'm in a slump. I need 3 or 4 sessions to figure this back out again." And one in particular did a nice video testimony. I didn't ask her this. This person did an awesome testimony video.
Crystal?
And Crystal,
Yes.
yes, yes,
I watched them. She was terrific. Good question.
phenomenal, but she called me and we worked together, and by her following and doing what we agreed that we were going to do,
Mm-hmm.
she closed a $50,000 deal,
Sweet.
which changed the trajectory of her business tremendously. So, she's one of the people that I've had a lot of success with. But in general, all my clients that I work with, if they follow my process and they do the work, because they have to do the actual work, they all increase their success ratios.
Excellent. How do you approach mentoring these young sales professionals?
So, and I just did one of those today. I'm working with a client that I'm going to start working with, and one of my steps is to sit down with one of the sales reps and take a deep dive into what they do, how they do it, why they do it that way, and give them some pointers and ideas of how to do things better. And most of the time, people are not as diligent as they ought to be, and we tend to make excuses about why we're not doing something. Okay. And I'm about, well, let's not make excuses. Let's figure out a way to make it happen. If it can't happen, we need to pivot and find some other customers to work with, because not everybody's going to be ready for us at that time. And we have to just have a wide range of prospects that we should be calling regularly.
Can you discuss the importance of building relationships in sales?
Well, Cynthia, that is the number one. So that's the bud factor right there. That's bud, being better, unique, and desirable. If you and you're not the only person selling the products and services that you have. The only difference is you. I talk about you're the unbeatable advantage. The way that you show up to that customer, the way that you prepare to meet that customer, the way that you show up to let them know that you've done some research on them, helps you to become different than any other salesperson that they're going to actually meet with. So the importance of building that relationship, people buy from you because they like, trust, and you add value. If they don't like you, they're not buying anything from you. If they feel that you don't have their best interest at heart, they're not buying. If they think that you're just here to make a sale, they're not buying. You need to have a comfortable personal relationship with your clients so they begin to trust you, and they'll help you sell them what they need.
How do you stay motivated and grow in your career all these decades after decades after decades, keeping it fresh and going?
I keep it fresh by, every day I wake up and I do my morning meditations and everything. And, it's about, you know, who can I help today? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who can I help? If I help one person per day, I am ecstatic. If some content that I write helps somebody think differently, I'm ecstatic. And I do these podcasts, and I get people contacting me for advice and tips and tricks. I'm ecstatic. So every day, those things keep me motivated and keep me moving because people are feeding me, right? They're feeding me, and that allows me to stay energized because I've there's something that I can help everybody with.
Beautiful. Can you share some insights for your work with the Maryland Small Business Development Center?
Oh my goodness, that has been once again. I love working with small businesses. I love working with new small businesses too, because what happens is that, and this is a gap that I felt. There are all kind of programs about being certified and finding a lawyer and accountant and all that stuff there. But nobody talks about the most important thing in the business, and that is I got to bring in revenue, right? I got to go out and sell this product and service. And so I approached many years ago, and I said, listen, I want to volunteer to do these webinars to help your audience understand why this is important. And if they're going to have a business, they're going to have to be good at that. So I've been doing about 7 workshops for them for the last 4 or 5 years because I'm getting people when they're starting their business or they're in business and they all struggle with the 2 things, sales and marketing. And I kind of help them do that.
It's beautiful. They're lucky to have you. So I know you're getting out of time here. I've got 2 quick questions. How do you balance your professional life with your personal interests, like golf, mentoring young adults, and those grandchildren?
So golf is my stress reliever. I play golf 2 3 times a week. I'm really good at time management. So throughout my career, I've learned to balance things. Wasn't always easy, but I learned to balance things. Like all work and no play is no fun. And
Mhm.
so I structure my days, my time with the things that are important to me. Number 1 is family. Number 2 is golf. And I balance those. I got to balance those and work. So I'm constantly massaging those to find the right balance. But I definitely, people who know me, they'll call me and say, "Are you playing golf?" Because they know certain days I play golf. They don't leave me a message, but I'm playing golf, and then spending time with family and doing those types of things. Those are poor. We have to figure out what makes us happy, and we need to do those things that make us happy, and we need to always do those things that make us happy.
The final question, what legacy do you hope to leave through your work in sales and coaching?
So I just had this conversation with one of my LinkedIn friends. So Neil Rackman, the author of Spin Selling,
Oh, uh-huh.
was at the IES, the Institute of Sales, in 2016. I took a picture with Neil Rackham back then, and I was going through my photos, and I found this picture of me and Neil Rackham. And so I posted this on LinkedIn, and I kind of said, "Hey, I met Neil Rackman, the pioneer of consultative selling, in 2016." So I
Whew.
posted this with thanking people and everything. And one of my friends commented, and he said, one day they're going to be talking about you like Neil Rackham. And that touched my heart, because I don't do this for the accolades, for the awards. I mean, those are great, but I do this because I have a genuine passion for helping people be better. And
Mhm.
so if I can help you be better, that changes your lifestyle, and maybe helps you to build wealth for your family. And so that's what I'm all about. My son is in sales. He's a sales manager. Um, and so, my legacy, he'll carry that forward. But there's so many people that I have touched and mentored and coached, and that they'll take that and they'll keep moving. And my book will be around, and all these podcasts, and so I'm thankful that I'm able to help others be better.
That is so beautiful, Mr. Thomas Ellis. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you have a hard out, and I want to thank you very much. If you'll just hold on for a second and go to the green room while we say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you at 7 p.m. next Wednesday for the Cynthia Manion Show. Please share this out. Look for your email. If you have any questions, all of Thomas Ellis's information will be on at the bottom. Maybe Eric, we can pop it up at the bottom right there real quick. If people want to reach out to Mr. Thomas Ellis. Mr. Thomas Ellis, do you want to just tell them your email address? Because I know you're very good at responding to people.
Yeah, so my email address, first of all, you can find me on LinkedIn, Thomas Ellis, LinkedIn. The second way is my email address is TEllis, TELLIS, at ewcconsultants.com. And if you're bold enough to call me, because the phone still works and I answer my phone, that's an inside joke, because most people don't answer the phones anymore, and most people are afraid to make phone calls. So my number is 301-343-0001.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up the phone and call them the old-fashioned way and have a good old-fashioned conversation.
There you
And
go.
BUD, better, unique, desirable. Because if you're not interesting and desirable and better, you're not going to sell anything. So you might as well have fun doing this, because life's too short and you can help someone.
Absolutely. Good night, all.
Thank you,
Take
sir.
care. You're welcome. Bye-bye.